doing this with me. You fucking superstar, you pop star. Everyone's here to see you. Your fans fucking love the shit out of you. You happen to be my homegirl, which is psycho because how many bitches could say that a pop star is their friend? But
say that Bibi's their sis.
Girl, you the shit. But I want to ask you some shit. Basically, like, okay, first thing I want to know is like, what have your quarantine activities been?
Ooh, I honestly just been trying to stay really creative aside from eating. I'm like, Victoria said she's been eating fruit. I've been eating tacos. Grandma and my mom are here too, so like they've been cooking. I cooked like pasta the other night, like Jamaican. It was pretty bomb for my mom's birthday. But aside from that, just being like creative. I've been recording, making mood boards. I know that you really inspired me to do that. I remember we had a session and you were like, yeah, just write down like any conversations like you and your friends are having, like just to kind of have dialogue. I've been journaling a lot. Um, and just really taking the time out now is crazy because I feel like just able to focus on things that I didn't really have time to focus on before. It's like a blessing in disguise. Unfortunately, it has to be at, people losing their lives and really unfortunate situation. So like, for me, I needed this moment, especially coming off being so really hear my own. But it's really dope that I
To you when you said that, like, although it is like a very hard, difficult situation for many, I definitely needed like a moment of like kind of resolve and meditation and shit. But no, you've been going hard, dog. Like we just did a session on Zoom.
I do you feel like that's gonna be the new norm?
I think that people, can you turn this down just a little bit? I think that people are gonna start doing it a lot more often. Like,
Yeah.
cause actually that session, like, I feel like if I were to do that like 3 or 4 times, I would get a little bit more used to it. And it's true, like, you're very, like, Zoom is very efficient because you kind of have to get shit done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is my audio weird?
It was for a little bit, but it's not anymore.
Okay, cool.
But
I'm
we
like,
heard most of what you said.
oh, thanks. They said my hair looks cute.
So, yo, I want to know. I remember we were hanging out, and again, this is another topic of like discipline. Like, we were like in the studio, and I brought up a time where, like, I first saw. I feel like this is like the first session we had together, the first time we worked together, and I brought up like the time where I first saw your motivation video. And this is coming from like the most purest, realest place. Like, I remember seeing that fucking video and being like, oh shit. Because I'm gonna tell you why, right? Because it was the first time in like,
Oh,
say that again.
I said I remember I told you that video almost didn't see the light of day.
I'm telling you. So when I saw that video, I was like, yo, this was the first time in like a while where I saw somebody that could sing their fucking ass off. Cause you can sing, and that could.
I haven't had a record that really showcases that yet. Like motivation for me was like entertainment. Like it was really just showing people who I was as an entertainer. But I feel like vocally, the stuff that I've been working on that you've heard.
Yeah. It's out of here, bro. Like, okay, all the people that want to know where Normani's album's at, I'm telling you right now that it's worth the wait. Chill out and wait because her shit is fire. Normani, your shit is a fire. And yeah, I wanted to talk to you about like, yeah, so back to the motivation video. It was the first time that for a long time that I saw like fucking a girl that could sing her ass off and that could dance her ass off like in that way. Since like, I feel like since B, like in the way in which you did it. Obviously you guys are completely different artists, but to me it was like, what the fuck? And then when I asked you about the video, you were like, sis. And I was like, what? You were like, like we danced to no music on that set.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah, it was in a public area, and there were people like pulling their cameras out, trying to record. Obviously, because there's this whole production, like 100 people or so, like extras, dancers, like everybody. And so I remember Sean, it's so funny. It was actually my makeup artist's Grace's ringtone for the longest time. He's like, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's like, I'm gonna break you off. It's the funniest shit ever. Like, I'm gonna send it to you. It'll probably.
Yo, I gotta see it. But that to me is just such a demonstration of, again, like discipline. Because it's like you dance with such confidence in that video. And it's like, it seems to me like the music was blasting and loud as fuck. But you were also talking about how you were like rehearsing. Like, you said something about practicing and like practicing in your room. Like, can you elaborate on that again?
I didn't really have much time because I was on tour with Ari during that time. Like, so I remember, I think it was me and Tasir. We flew, I forget which city it was from, but we flew from Sweetener to LA for like a day or two of rehearsal, and that was all that we had before shooting the actual music video. So the day of, like, as confident as I may have looked, sometimes I gotta just like psych myself out because the reality is you don't have as much time as you need,
Right.
especially like that to prepare. But I was practicing as much as I could have, like before hitting the stage in my dressing room, off days I took seriously, like really, really just trying to be comfortable with it because I feel like um, with proper preparation, there's no room for insecurity.
Facts, bro. Facts, bro. That gives me goosebumps that you say that shit because it's facts. Like, I feel like just as brown girls, as we like are ready off rip, bitches got to go 10 times harder. And so many people don't even understand that. So to hear you talk about discipline and to hear you talk about preparation, hard work, to me moves the fuck out of me because it's so required. It's so already required as somebody of color. Like, as in, you know what I mean, who wants to be successful. And you're so, again, it's one of those things with like you, with Victoria, with Justine, like hard work beats talent. But when, and that's annoying when hard work beats talent, right? But when it's hard work and talent combined and the talented work hard, that's inspiring as fuck, you know?
Yeah, that's why I always say like talent is honestly not even half of it. It's work ethic. And I feel like especially with artist development, I almost feel like it doesn't really exist now. Like that's why I love some of my favorite artists and I gravitate to them, like the Bees, the Janet Jacksons, Michael, like Justin Timberlake, like just that whole era of artists. I feel like works differently in the
Right.
mentality. I was watching like this Jay-Z interview and he was basically saying like some artists with labels are just like thrown out underdeveloped.
Right.
You know, not even really ready to be artists. So that's why I'm taking this time, like I said, seriously. I'm in a really interesting, I guess, position because it's like I'm a new artist, but I'm not. So I took a lot of what I learned over the last 5 to 6 years with the girls, but now I'm able to really just not make the same mistakes, but make new ones. Like I'm not perfect either. I know that we've talked about that. I'm so hard on myself, and I'm a Gemini, so sometimes I overthink, and I always strive like to be as close to perfect as possible, which honestly stunts creativity too. So like, oh shit, my light went out. It's okay. Um, so yeah, just I'm working on being more present and in the moment and just letting shit happen the way.
Right, bro. Like I feel like that's so fucking real, bro. Like none of us are perfect, but the fact, like, I feel like consistency is more important than perfection, you know? Like consistency is more important than perfection. So I want to talk to you about like genres kind of, and like you're, me and you have talked about this too, like just making shit, but like you're from Houston and you're from New Orleans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both
I really
places.
because of her. So I
Right.
mean, been longer than I was in New Orleans, but like my family, my whole family is.
Right. So you have like I feel like in some of the new shit it is a very soulful, but then sometimes you'll go into like pop, and then sometimes you'll merge into R&B. But I'm
Mhm.
really curious to know how soul and like how it impacted your stuff. You know what I mean? Or you know, just how you feel about genres in general. Like, how do you feel about it?
Honestly, I think in the beginning of the process, I kind of stressed myself out because I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is too pop, like this is too urban. But I was really stressing myself out to the point where I wasn't even like making or delivering my best. Like I have some of the best people that support me, especially like my A&Rs. Like they always tell me to be like me before I'm anything else. Like whatever it is that I gravitate to and it speaks and connects, like that's really what I'm focused on right now. And I think that it's also really unique that I'm in a position to be able to do a collaboration with like Sam Smith, but also hop on like a Quavo record if I wanted to. So it's like, how dare I put myself in a box
Facts, bro.
to create this like barrier?
Facts.
That's
Facts.
really
And if,
a
but
mis- I feel like that's like a misconception or like something that's put on, especially like black women, like or black artists just in general. That's why like Lizzo's being able to exist, like she's a black girl, like and fucking killing it
yeah,
in every single space and being able to live in different genres. Like that's what I want to do. I don't want to
be in a box.
and I'm not that in general. Like even you know me and like knowing me as a person, I'm very multi-dimensional.
Yeah, you're very multifaceted, like as a person, and and I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Like I'm not like a genre. Like I don't feel like I fit into a genre. I feel like that creates identity in work.